So, by now, you know that the bulk of scientific evidence points toward natal lunar cycles as being a completely debunked theory. The moon is not going to cause you to ovulate multiple times each menstrual cycle. However, that's not to say that the moon doesn't have some impact on us as living, breathing organisms existing in this beautiful biological playground that we call Earth. There's actually some evidence that the luminescence and gravimetric cycles of the moon may influence the timing of menstruation and therefore ovulation, because we know that a true period always arrives around 2 weeks after ovulation. A 2021 study looked at data from 22 women who had each recorded period onset dates for an average of around 15 years. The researchers found that menstruation occurred more often around the new moon and the full moon, more than would be expected to occur by chance. It seemed that the luminescence or light appeared to impact the timing of ovulation for some women some of the time. The same was found for apogee and perigee dates, which is when the moon is closest to or furthest away from Earth and it's exerting maximal or minimal gravitational force. These impacts were temporary, meaning menstruation start dates would cluster around new moon or full moon and apogee or perigee dates for some time before drifting away again. And the effect wasn't seen for all women who were studied. It seemed more likely to occur for women who lived in areas where there was not high levels of light pollution at night. But we have to keep in mind that this doesn't mean the moon was causing these women to ovulate twice. Instead, it appears that the timing of ovulation may be impacted by lunar cycles for some of us some of the time. There's also some interesting research on the impact of bright morning light on ovulation. Based on a study out of Russia in 2007, it appears possible that exposure to bright morning light may boost levels of luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone in the blood. It may also encourage ovulation to occur earlier, especially for those with longer cycles. Our menstrual cycle is controlled by our HPO axis. HPO stands for hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis. Our HPO axis is the link between our brain and our ovaries. Our brain is the control center of our menstrual cycle, and the hypothalamus is directly responsive to light input. There's also some evidence that our output of luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone may change across the seasons, possibly in response to changing light exposure. I really look forward to future research on the topic of the impact of light on our menstrual cycles and the impact of the moon on our cycles. I think there's a lot that ties into things like our circadian rhythm, the impact of modern life on production of melatonin at night, which can impact our hormone levels, and seasonal changes in light exposure. It's an exciting topic and I love learning more about these things. But for now, you can rest assured that the moon is not going to cause you to have a second ovulation when it's in the same phase it was in at your birth.